Hi, and welcome to today's mindfulness practice. And we're nearly there, just one day to go. And today's theme is really just about acceptance, accepting where we're at now, and not getting too worried about what we can and can't get done tomorrow. Tomorrow is just one day. And I think it's always nice to have a bit of a breather before, we have Christmas Day. So, today's about acceptance, and the mindfulness practice is going to be helping us take a breath with that. So, as always, please don't listen to this while you're driving or doing anything where, if you were to get drowsy or fall asleep, you or someone else might get hurt. So, just getting comfortable in your seat and closing your eyes. Excuse me, I'm still very croaky. Just allowing the breath to be free, actually, to just breathe however it wants to. Let the breath come in and out of your body, whether it wants to be deep and slow 1 minute, or shallow and sharp and fast another minute, and just fluctuating between the two with each breath, or doing something different is fine. Just allow the breath to find its own rhythm, and just bringing your awareness to that breath, and just noticing the breath coming in and noticing the breath coming out. And allow yourself to feel the breath coming in through your mouth or your nose. And just see if you can feel it, witness it, notice it coming into your throat. And then maybe with another breath, can you feel it coming into your chest? And what about your belly? Maybe just experiment with a few breaths. And just see what feels good. And then after you've experimented with a few breaths, just let the breath settle into its own rhythm. And really just allowing it to breathe freely. Just trusting that your body knows exactly what breath you need right now. As we inquire about acceptance and whether we can just be with where we're at right now, and then bringing the awareness to the chair, the connection with the chair, whatever we're sitting on, feeling that connection to the chair. Just inquiring, does it feel hard or soft and cushiony and comfortable? Or is it quite solid, maybe a bit uncomfortable? Just inquiring into that, and whether we actually can feel that connection. Do we actually feel held by it, by something underneath us? Or is it a bit cloud-like? A bit theoretical at the moment, and we can't quite feel it. And as you just connect into that feeling with the chair or whatever you're sitting on, whatever's underneath you, just again allowing the breath to breathe however it wants to breathe, and just being aware of how that breath is. And maybe even just putting a smile on your face. A kind, compassionate smile for wherever we're at right now. Whether we manage to get all the shopping, food in, preparations ready, or, even if we're feeling we've got one of these pre-Christmas colds or flu, we're feeling a bit rubbish. Just being really kind about this, to ourselves. Just putting that smile on our face and breathing in the kind smile and breathing out the kind smile. Just notice how our body responds to that, if it responds to that. Does it enjoy it? Or does it not really enjoy it? Does it make it tighten up a bit? Is there any resistance to it? That's okay. If it's too much resistance, you don't need to smile. You can just go back to breathing and being in connection with the earth, with the chair underneath you. And if you feel like you want to take a few big deep breaths, as thoughts pop into your head about all the things you need to get done or didn't get done, or the things you want to do tomorrow, it's okay, let the thoughts be there. Just observe them and acknowledge them. Give them an imaginary wave, but try not to attach to any of them in particular. We don't want to block them out particularly, but we also just don't want to engage with any particular thought just now. We just want to connect to the chair, to the ground, to the earth. Feeling, if we can, that feeling of connecting into the earth with some strong roots growing into the earth, keeping us steady and stable and grounded when all our branches are being blown around by the storms of life. And then as we connect into the earth, just allowing the breath to be free to do whatever it wants, and trusting that it knows what breath our body wants. And if a sigh wants to come, or any noise, it can also help us connect into ourselves. Reverberations of our voices in our bodies can be a really good way of bringing our focus into our bodies and out of our minds. And if a yawn comes, like it does for me, that's just a good sign that we're coming out of fight and flight and into a more ventral ease and flow state. So just before we close the practice, just feel again into that connection with the earth, or roots into the earth, or connection with the chair or the ground underneath our seat bones. See if we can feel how that is, how strong it is, or how light it is. And then just taking a few more breaths, just bringing our awareness to the breath. It doesn't matter how the breath is, just allowing the breath, trusting the body that it knows what breath it needs. And maybe then just starting to move our hands, rub our hands together, wiggle our fingers, toes, tap our feet on the ground, whatever feels good. It starts to bring us back into the environment around us today. And just taking a couple more breaths here. And just starting to think about opening your eyes. And then when you're ready, gently opening your eyes. Thank you again for joining me today on day 23. And I will see you for our last mindfulness practice tomorrow. All right, have a good evening.